In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to turn a full Suno song into an Ableton session with intelligent mix settings automatically applied. For clarity, this is not just exporting stems and putting them in your DAW. What we discuss in this video also applies for users of Bitwig and Fender Studio One DAWs. We'll be using Automix, which bridges the gap between AI-generated music and professional DAW production. Automix allows you to import the separate stems of your track, and it generates a mix as both an audio file and a DAW session, with all of its mixing decisions applied using stock plugins. This is a truly incredible workflow hack because it gets the mix very close to finished, while giving you the creative freedom to tweak settings and add even more elements, plugins, or any kind of processing. There's really nothing else like this, so it's very exciting for us to introduce the concept. Let's get started. In Suno, I have a post-rock track that I've generated after many hours of prompting and experimentation. Let's listen to a section. Using the Extract Stems feature, which is available in the Premiere plan, I've exported my stems. Always make sure to export as WAV files and not MP3s, which are lower quality. The stems are the lead vocal, backing vocals, drums, bass, keys, synth, and other, which is shaker-like percussion and some effects. The back vocal stem is silent, so we can remove that one. Now in Automix, it's as simple as creating a new project, selecting a genre, we'll go with electronic, and dragging in the stems. Now we can use the Detect Instruments feature to label each one by type. Just need to manually add the label for the other stem, but it nailed the others. And then we can set the level of importance for each stem. This isn't just volume and affects how Automix approaches the mixing for each element, taking into account the general balance. Now we'll hit Create Preview and let the AI mixing engine do its work. Automix analyzes and balances your track, setting appropriate levels, panning, EQ, and spatial positioning for each element. Even with Suno's imperfect stem separation, like you'll hear some ghost vocals in the drum stem, the vocal stem has instrument artifacts, etc., Automix's algorithms are designed to work with the audio as it is, producing a cohesive, balanced mix. We can listen to a quick preview and toggle between mixed and unmixed versions, just to make sure everything sounds good. The percussion's a bit loud and bass a bit quiet because we set their importance lower, so we can quickly adjust these in the fine-tune panel. Now when we click Finalize Mix, the mix will appear in the Mixes window. The download button is where you can select Ableton Live project or DAW project file if you're using Bitwig or Fender Studio One. If you wanted to, you could also directly master your track by hitting the master button here. We'll check that out later on. You could also download your mix as one mixed audio file or as the stem files processed by Automix. We'll download as an Ableton project and open the project. You'll see that Automix's settings have all been applied in the form of stock EQ plugins, compressors, and sends to the stock reverb and delay return channels. You'll also notice that it has reduced volume quite a bit to allow for headroom during mastering. Right off the bat, I want to turn down the other stem. Let's bypass and reactivate a couple of these effects to hear some differences. With the synth, there's just a low-cut EQ and compression that's making the synth wider and more present. With the drums, there's some reverb and the compressors are adding punch. It hasn't done much EQing in general, as these are generated parts, which are probably EQ'd quite well already. I can dial down the reverb. Panning has also been applied, of course. You can now go in and add more plugins or processing. Once we're happy with the mix, we can finish the song by mastering it in Automix. Just make sure that you always export your track as a WAV file before importing into Automix. Now we'll create a new project, hit mastering, and again choose the genre. You get to choose between 3 different mastering types, and you can even upload a reference track that you want your track to sound similar to. We'll go with optimal and hit master. This is going to be much louder than the mixed versions, so you may want to turn down your volume. When mastering is finished, you can toggle between the mastered and unmastered version of your track. It's easy to hear that the mastered version is louder, more powerful, and has added an incredible ambience. If you're listening on headphones or studio monitors, everything will feel wider and more natural. Automix even generates a link for you to easily share the master with your friends or colleagues. Downloading your track is easy, and the folder automatically gives you WAV, FLAC, and MP3 files. It's always worth going back to the Mixes tab and try to master again using the different algorithms or even a reference track. Selecting different genres and mastering again can also be worth it to get different results. Be sure to try Automix for free by heading to automix.roexaudio.com, and you'll get 1 free mix download credit and 1 free master download credit as well. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments and we'll get right back to you. See you next time.